I will call to order the Matthews City Council meeting, August 3rd, 2026. Yeah. I salute. I pledge allegiance to the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councillor Eater,
Here.
Councillor Astoria,
Here.
Councillor Donahue is absent for now. Councillor Ott,
Here.
Councillor Hoffers,
Here.
Councillor Saleh,
Here.
and Mayor Dow is absent this evening.
Any correspondence?
I did not have any for council, no correspondence,
Any presentation, guests, or announcements?
no.
Any appearance of interested citizens?
No, you don't want to speak to council this evening?
Oh, no, I just came because I'm interested. I'm
Okay.
a fellow citizen.
Okay,
My name is Gretchen.
Okay, we'll move on to item 7, review accounts payable. Start views on me.
Just the sewer camera, we're gonna get a refund next month. You gotta check that out.
So we got our refund already. It was processed on the 22nd.
So it's just not in this, in our,
No, I don't think so.
okay.
But yeah, we got a full refund. In fact, they're looking at, as soon as I submit costs to them, they'll be likely reimbursing us for our trip.
All right.
It won't ever hit this report. 'Cause these are expenses, so you're not gonna see the revenues.
Yeah, getting.
Yeah, and just so I get an idea what these things cost on a per person basis, the body armor replacement and the body cams, are we outbidding one or more? What's it cost for two
Sure.
on a per person basis, what are these things usually cost?
So body armor has gone up to about $2,100 a set. For a brand new set of body armor, front and back, guaranteed, that lasts us for 5 years. Then the body cameras, we're gonna be paying $9,000 a year, which will get us 7 cameras. And all the software updates and everything that we need to operate the body cam system.
So you can see that every year then, right? What you're saying?
Yeah, we'll see.
Because it's got a subscription that.
Yeah, it's a program. I mean, it's the only way that we can kind of move it over time. Because they are really expensive, but they are also top of the line, and it is bringing us up to so that we're included with the rest of the majority of the agencies here in Marion County. So it makes it a little easier. We're gonna see some efficiency in the way that we send body camera information in the district attorney's office and in other places. Michelle won't have to touch a video like twice or 3 times and record it on a DVD player, record it on her DVD writer, so that it can then be played again. Once we ship it to the DA's office, we'll be able to actually take a lot of that time that Michelle was spending doing videos and spend that somewhere else. So it's gonna make us a much more efficient operation.
And on the Safe Corporation, is that a quarterly annual expenditure of $38,000 for
Annual.
the workers' comp?
Annual.
Thank you.
Oh, good. That's for
The CIF on the bottom of page 1. The property liabilities. What was that? The big number for administration department, and then 3,600 for Oktoberfest?
That's our property liability and auto insurance, it's our
Oh, okay.
annual amount,
Got it.
and we assign approximately 3% to the cost.
And
Covered.
then on page 4, the union dues, the union dues come out of the general fund, right, not out of the police department funds?
It's paid by the employees, and then we expense it out.
You expense it out. Okay. And then I had the same question about safe, but yours didn't answer that one. Yes. No.
Derek, can you explain to me on page 9, the big variance?
Which one?
Second line from the bottom.
So like the grand totals kind of a thing.
Mhm.
I guess I'm not understanding your question.
Why the big variance?
On which number? There's 5 columns.
Let's go year to date and budget.
So that's year to date. You want to know the difference between the 3,766,000 and the 3,850,000?
Yes. Why the big variance?
I will have to get back to you on that.
Well, the variance of the actual budget, right?
Correct. This does not just.
So you have 7 million up top revenue. And you have 3.7 million that we've spent, so that's our leftover. And for Oregon budget law, you always have to budget it whether you're gonna spend it or not.
Correct.
We've allocated it.
Those
No-
figures, top and bottom have to match.
Mhm.
Correct.
So we had to allocate stuff in. I'm just trying to think, this is all just general fund. So our capital improvement, right, our capital outlay, we allocated 1.2 million that we knew we weren't gonna spend. So that's why our year-to-date actual for there is only. Well, it's 1 million shy of what we budgeted, so that takes care of 1 million there. And our contingencies and reserves, we never are allowed to expend that out of those lines. And we budgeted almost 2 million and we didn't expend it. So that's 3 million of it right there.
All right.
Yeah, no, thank you. I was sorry. I was like, I'm not sure what your question is.
Ray, I got further questions on those 2 pages.
What's that?
I got a further question.
Sure.
So, yes. So Gilroy County, that's throws me out, so let's go to the next page, the all funds, you know.
Okay.
So if the layperson was to look at this.
Hmm.
And in the layperson sees yearly actual revenue is $18.8 million.
Okay.
And the year-to-date actual expenditures are $6.7 million. So we took into a layperson, like he sees this and says, oh, so we made $12 million. Where did that money go?
So just so you know, all revenues include beginning fund balances. So even though it looks like it's new revenue, it's not.
Okay, so I thought that might be the answer, but so where can a guy go
To the budget document.
and see actual cash revenue in, actual cash expenditures out, actual cash set aside for future projects, whatever?
I know we've had this conversation, so you have your budget document. And that kind of tells you there's at the beginning, the top of every fund, there's beginning fund revenue. And then it's our estimates of revenue and then our estimates of expenditure. And then for this. Is a report of our last fiscal year. In December, hopefully by December, you will get an audit document. That will actually lay out our actuals.
So in the audit document, I mean, you don't have to answer it tonight, but I would like, whether it's for the council or me, can you direct me to the section of the audit? Page numbers where I can see cash in and cash out.
It won't
Gotcha,
be,
okay.
most of it won't be all on one page, but it will be 1 or 2 pages.
Can I get that in, like, if I go to the website, look at the audit, can you tell me what exactly I should be looking at, what page or?
Yeah, all of our past audits are on our website.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna take the time right now.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
send them an email on it, maybe somebody here might like it.
And it's gonna be last year's, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
get
any,
that.
yeah,
I get that.
okay.
That is, so where does all this extra money sit? Where is it all at?
It goes right back into the fund where it was saved and we allocate it again next year, like we did in April. We estimated the leftovers and we put it right back into the fund it belonged. So that's how we're gonna pave railroad for almost $1 million. And we're gonna do another major, whatever, some of our other major, we're gonna dredge the sludge out of the sewer funds. That's gonna eat up.
Big checks.
We're gonna be writing some big checks.
Physically, where is this sit right now, today, where is it?
Most of it's in,
Well, I know that the gold's not in Park Lot, so
Most-
let's move on from that.
in the local government investment pool, we have $11 million there and we have enough. I try to keep it under the FDIC insured amount at our Columbia Bank. To pay our checks.
So somewhere, someone documented that my belonging in the city has $11 million sitting there for it to use.
Yeah, absolutely, we reconcile our bank, all of our bank accounts every month.
And every month when we pay bills, I get notified when an amount. And the last email that I got, that I just saw today, that was transferred out of one account to another account so that we can pay bills. The last one was $150,000. So every time Tara transfers out of our account so that we can pay bills. I see that.
I happened to be on
So
my city email Sunday night at 10 o'clock and saw.
got some internal control for what's coming in. Absolutely.
Need to prove something.
There's redundant.
And our auditors would definitely be speaking to you. And they speak to you every year to make sure that,
I think last year we forgot, go with that, 4.2, this year we're gonna talk.
Yeah, I want to apologize because my questions were on the quarter reports, but does anybody else have any other questions on the quarterly reports?
Yeah, so we used to get some stats on police activity every quarter, and then the last time it came around, they weren't available, that being
They're not, they're not providing them, and so I'm gonna have to specifically ask for.
Oh, so we think that they have it.
Oh, I know
They
that
don't, they don't purposely just,
I know that they have the data. I'm the board chair.
okay.
I know they have the data, but I've also got a lot of things going on in the dispatch center,
Nice.
like I do in a lot of other places, and rather than push the director, I've given him a little bit of slack, so. And I wasn't aware that anybody really needed it.
I think it's nice to see you every once in a while.
You have it provided.
Before, compare this year, last year.
No worries.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, moving along, we'll move on to 8, consent agenda, city council meeting minutes. Any questions on those? Or corrections? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
You need to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Moved by Counselor Hooper and seconded by Counselor Donahue.
Councilor Bullock.
Aye.
Councilor Eager.
Aye.
Councilor Hofer.
Aye.
Councilor Astorga.
Aye.
Councilor Donahue. Aye. Councilor Hawk.
I,
And Mayor Powell is absent.
Item 9, unfinished business. A is Northwest Natural franchise agreement.
So this is the time for the second reading, council, as we brought the Northwest Natural franchise agreement to you last month. Just as a reminder, in summer of 2025, while responding to the public records request, we determined that the franchise agreement between us and Northwest Natural had expired in 2021. We worked with our attorneys and negotiations began. We have reached an agreement and have a franchise agreement for council to take a look at, and it is staff's recommendation to conduct the second reading of the attached ordinance granting Northwest Natural Gas a non-exclusive gas utility franchise.
Any discussion? I'll entertain a motion.
I move to conduct this second reading ordinance 787 granting Northwest Natural Gas a non-exclusive gas utility franchise.
Second.
Motion was made by Counselor Beck and seconded by Counselor Donahue.
Could we get you to read the title of that ordinance into the record?
Packet page 20.
Yeah, page 20. Actually, there.
The big bold print. Northwest Natural Gas Franchise Ordinance, an ordinance repealing ordinance number 726 and all other ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict with this ordinance, authorizing city manager granting non-exclusive gas utility franchise to Northwest Natural as authorized by the charter of the city and state law, and fixing the terms, conditions, and compensation for the franchise.
Thank you. Councilor Hawk.
I,
Councilor Bullock. Aye. Councilor Eager.
Aye.
Councilor Hofer.
Aye.
Councilor Astorga.
Aye.
Councilor Donahue.
Aye.
And Mayor Powell is absent.
9B, wave cable franchise agreement.
Thank you. As previously discussed in the Northwest Natural discussion, we determined that we needed to renegotiate our agreement with the Division Cable franchise and that squared away. And this, like the Northwest Natural agreement we just approved, is the second reading of the attached ordinance granting Wave Division a non-exclusive cable utility franchise. It is my recommendation to council that we do in fact conduct the second reading.
Any questions? I will entertain a motion.
I move to conduct the second reading of ordinance 788 granting Wave Division a non-exclusive cable utility franchise.
second,
Motion was made by Counselor Donahue and seconded by Counselor Hawk.
The same, we need a title read for, to make it official, page 43.
43.
It's a lot shorter.
An ordinance granting a non-exclusive cable service franchise to Wave Division 7 LLC.
Councilor Donahue.
Aye.
Councilor Hawk.
I,
Councilor Bullock.
Aye.
Councilor Eager.
Aye.
Councilor Hooper,
Aye.
Councilor Astorga,
Right.
Mayor Powell is absent.
Item 9C, Ever. Park bathrooms, Tara.
So I was able to gather all the. I hope I gathered all the required or requested information from our local surrounding agencies. To bring back for your discussion and to decide if there's any changes you want to make, and if so, what those might be.
We'll need a motion on that.
No,
No.
so there's no motion. What you need to tell staff is what you want to see us do to either the fee schedule, or if you would like to see our park rules or anything to be brought back, then I can. So, and that's when you would make a motion to change the fee schedule or update our policies or procedures.
What do we currently charge anyone using the park?
If they are a resident, it's 20 or 25, and then if they're out of town, it's $40 per their first facility. Either of those, if they want like the picnic shelters plus the basketball or plus something else, that plus is $10 per thing, so they can add another facility for $10 each. Plus $100 cleaning deposit, but almost, I would say 95% of the time, that deposit is returned to the customer.
Who just, who decided on whether it gets returned?
Public Works, yeah.
Well, I'd be interested in what staff says.
I'm at the point where I think if we want to do anything above and beyond what we're doing, I think we need to upgrade the doors and the locks.
To the bathrooms at Ever.
Yeah. Because if we open them more, it means more staff time, it means possibly police locking them up at night, it means a lot more hands-on, where if we got remote locks that we could schedule, or we could just open or close remotely, then it would be less of a burden.
And Alan's done some pretty good research. I'm sorry he's not here tonight, but he's pretty ill. He's done some really good research into those kinds of electronic locks. To see if we can have a little bit more of a hands-off. But locking the doors and things like that. Because currently, when we have a ball game at Ebner, the police department is going and securing restrooms. Not that that's too much of a burden, but you know, you've got a police officer locking restrooms. So, for example, the city of Hubbard has some nice newer restrooms, and they have some programmable card locks on their bathrooms. And the equipment that Alan has been looking at can be programmed. We can use a variety of different media to enter those restrooms. And we can set them to unlock, and we can set them to lock at specific times, which will make us more efficient, and we won't have to necessarily be there. Certainly, Public Works will have to inspect them to verify that no damage has occurred and or clean them up at some point. Part of the material that you received is, you know, what Moonlight Maintenance charges or would charge to, you know, cleanse the restrooms, presumably once a week. And then if there was additional services that were required, that cost would be. So it's not too beyond the realm of what we probably should look into that service. So our Public Works guys aren't cleaning toilets all the time and doing that type of activities.
Super interested. So if we get the programmable locks, we recommend that we keep Or the same or increase it,
Well,
if we get it.
it depends, I know. Mayor Fowl, before he left, he walked in and he happened to ask about that, and his idea, and I'll share as his, I don't, hopefully he's not upset that I share it ahead of him saying anything, but his idea was, well, if we have a fall, long-term season, then we ask the people if they want to pay the weekly cleaning fee. And if they are willing to do it, then we open up the bathrooms for them. And it's just a weekly cleaning fee that they pay for. That was his idea. But I mean, anything's a go.
For me personally, with the people who are staff, got to deal with it, or when I'm here, it's actually part of down there a lot, because it's part of the programs. I'll just leave it to you guys, but that's my point. I'll leave it to your discretion on what should be done.
I think the police department has better things to do, and I think public works should chime in what they would like to see done to relieve them of the duty, rather than us making the decision.
Yeah, I'd like to see,
It's a recommendation.
thank you, I'd like to see Alan be able to provide you with his input based on his research. And I really appreciate Tara going through the process of researching and reaching out to these other communities as to what they're doing and what they're charging and that type of thing. But, you know, it kind of does come down to public works, because it's in their wheelhouse, and I'd like to know, I myself would like to know, based on everything, and Alan and I haven't had a chance to talk about everything that we need to talk about regarding the locks. Because he's been off, I mean, we've all taken a little bit of time off in the last several weeks, so. Just trying to get the high points and all that's been kind of fun, so. We can come back at the next council meeting. And have another discussion about this, and that would be great.
So I'll just add all this stuff right back in the packet, maybe with some.
Yeah, I think that would be great, and if we, you know, at our leadership team meeting, if we talk about it a little bit, then maybe come up with some ideas about. You know, maybe some, if we feel that these fees are still okay, and if they're not, then we can make some recommendations to at that time. If council finds that would be our appropriate.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
I will say though, I used to clean bathrooms for Hubbard before they put the new one in.
Oh, yes.
At least an hour at each part. It's bad.
Yeah, and I just stopped because it was the closest restroom and I had to go, and they're very institutional
Yes.
also. It's like going to the bathroom in a jail. So there's nothing.
Stainless steel.
My question though too is if those automatic locks go off and someone's in there,
You can always get out.
they can get out.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't wanna be like, oh, you locked me in there and gotta wait till somebody opens it up at 6 in the morning or 7.
So there is a story I have about that very thing happening, but I'd like to talk about it after the council meeting as opposed to being on the record.
Okay, we'll move on to new business. Parks master plan contracts.
Thanks.
I will now open the contract review board.
Thank you. As you all know, I came to council some time back, asking for permission to submit for a grant, so that we could redo our parks master plan. And I obtained the grant, which was $50,000. It requires a matching amount, of a certain percentage. We're kind of figuring on about $10,000 to $12,000. But the good news is that, you know, we sent out an RFP on June 1st, and we received 2 proposals. And we opened those proposals on July 1st. We graded the proposals. It was a 4-person team, and we graded the proposals. And Conservation Techniques came in with a proposal at $49,890. The second one was Cameron McCarthy for $62,000 $448. We, as a committee, did make the determination that, it was our opinion that Conservation Technics should be awarded the contract. And, that is our recommendation.
Any discussion?
What timeline are we looking at?
Well. I didn't commit it to memory.
I know, I remember reading it, I just wanted to remember so I can file it away from when it comes out.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't commit it to memory. But it's gonna be over time. They're gonna be doing, a lot of information gathering. They'll be talking to the Parks Board. I presume that they'll be talking to the council, they'll be talking to the community. So it's going to be, a master plan project, but fortunately, it is under $50,000. And, it is within my, authority to sign that contract. However, because of your involvement, I decided to bring that to you tonight.
It says it's got a mail and an online survey, but then a focus group discussion. Is that gonna be like at a council meeting, or is that gonna be like a town hall, or?
We'll have to see when we meet with them. I'm very interested in meeting with them once we sign the contract.
Yeah.
And we establish really how that's all gonna go down.
And that opens up the possibility for grant funding, I'm assuming, with
Yes.
an updated master plan.
Absolutely. Every one of our master plans has provided us with more information and ammunition to seek grant funding.
Any other discussion? I will, get a motion.
I move to award the Parks Master Plan project to Conservation Technics in the amount of $49,890.
Second.
Should was made by Councilor Hott, seconded by Councilor Storga. Roll call.
Councilor Astorga,
Aye.
Councilor Donahue, aye. Councilor Lott,
Aye.
Councilor Ballet,
Aye.
Councilor Eater,
Aye.
Councilor Hoover.
Aye.
Mayor Powell is absent.
Item 10B, Railroad Avenue reconstruction.
Thank you, sir. As outlined in your packet. Railroad Avenue, as we are all aware of where that is approximately 1,300 feet long, running north-south, immediately west of the railroad tracks. It extends from West Church toward West Markham Street. The proposed improvements consist of a 34-foot wide curb-to-curb asphaltic concrete street, which includes sidewalks, curbs, and gutters. They will be built on the west side of the street. Parking will be allowed on the west side. And then due to a significant line of trees, a sidewalk and parking will not be allowed on the east side of the street. There will be a curb on the east side of the street. Drainage has been incorporated into the design, connecting the two existing major storm drainage crossings. And street lighting has also been addressed in the area. The bid opening for the Railroad Avenue reconstruction project occurred on July 14th. A total of 17 contractors submitted their bid. ML Houck Construction was the lowest bidder at $737,000. The engineer's estimate was $1.5 million. It is staff's recommendation that Rodontis also recommends awarding the project to ML Houck Construction in the amount of $737,000.
Questions?
That is quite the spread. I think that's roughly they're 10% lower than the last one, and there is clearly a group of contractors that have roughly, I don't know, 6 of them around the same price. I just want to make sure that we're covering our bases and there isn't gonna be a crap ton of change orders.
That's what that was my
I mean,
concern as well.
that's, when I see something that much lower than everybody else, that's just,
And factoring in what, about 10-15% for change orders?
I believe it's 10% contingency.
I know nothing about. Half of these excavators, so I. Just wanna make sure, I didn't see the. I guess I didn't really pay attention to that part, but.
Have they like worked for us before?
I don't know that Hauck has done work for us specifically, but they do have projects going in Silverton currently. So they are a known construction company. And I received no information that would cast any aspersions or any clouds over Hauck Construction performing this contract for us. Our engineers have supported the decision to award this contract to Hauck Construction.
So, and even if we do go over the 737,000. Do we have money, funds allocated aside from the grants to cover?
Yes,
Overage?
yes, because we anticipated that this was going to run 1.5 million.
Okay.
So I'm banking on the fact that we'll stay under budget. You know, your public works director will be spending a lot of his time there, making sure that everything is going how it's supposed to go. Which means I'll probably be spending a lot of my time there too. And I'm kind of banking on the fact that this project comes in as it's supposed to, so that we can then move ahead on some other projects.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Any other questions?
I guess I'm not familiar with any of this stuff at all, but I guess my question would be. If we look at the proposals, are some of these doing things more than our lowest bidder? That we don't need to have done, or why this spread, is it just the cost of their wages, or?
It's all prevailing wage, so. It's
all sorry.
It's all a level playing field.
It is, okay, for all these things.
Before we go too much more forward, we do need to do the contract review board.
Yeah, we opened it.
We did.
Yeah.
The last, the last.
Okay,
At the same time,
I mean, they could,
they're all apples to apples.
yeah, I mean, they should be, I mean, there's a chance they miss something on their end, always.
Well, and their subs, each
Yeah.
contractor subs could charge different prices.
Yeah, like some of these might include paving in it. Or they do their own paving, just cheaper, some might have to subcontract it out,
Good.
little things like that.
The interesting thing though is, and I mentioned this actually before the meeting. That in the discussions that I've been having with other city managers across the Lima Valley area. They're all saying the same thing. Engineers are coming in quite higher and the projects are coming in quite lower. And communities like Dallas are truly appreciative of the fact that the economy is going the way that the economy is going. And these construction companies are very hungry for government work. So they're bidding how they choose to bid, but it's saving communities quite a bit of money. So we are not the only benefactor of the fact that our engineers thought a little bit high and our lowest bid is quite a bit lower. I was actually hoping for this.
And when we do this, is it this year that we plan on getting it done?
We're gonna be starting ASAP.
Yeah, and then when we do this. What does it mean for the side streets? As far as improving them?
Well, that's the thing, we'll have to plan for that later, but as I was kind of talking about that, you know, I can see us. Kind of looking at doing this in a couple different ways. We all know that we need to fix what's going on up on Oliver Street. So take that section that looks an awful lot like railroad and rehab that. So that should be really kind of our next project. Alan and I have been talking about what we can do to kind of level things out on some of those streets on the west side of railroad. And I'm hoping that we can apply for another grant to do, if not some other reconstruction, but to do some overlay projects like we've done in other parts of town. To smooth them out and to make them even and make them drivable.
I would love to see a major paving project happen. For my trip and stuff.
You're gonna get it.
This might be the one, Jack.
No, besides, right.
We've done a lot of paving.
Most have.
Yeah, we did John and.
Even the little piece of the intersection.
A major paving project. Alder.
Well, we're not gonna rebuild all of Alder. It's about a block long.
When I see the budget, this, and the plan for the streets, I don't see a lot of them coming off, and if they are, let me brag about
You will see.
it. I have a faith, have a faith.
You'll see utilities, they're gonna be. Your utilities are fine under there, water and sewer.
Are you talking about railroad?
Yes.
Yeah.
So. I don't want to have it paved and then digging it up,
Obviously.
so.
Yeah.
If we can do it now, might as well do it, you know.
I would imagine if we find something wrong with the water or we find something wrong with the sewer, we'll address it.
Now. Well, I know railroad, I was reading the master plan, it was, railroad was supposed to be rehabbed here. In a few years. So. Supposed to be relined, if I remember right,
Could be.
so,
Alan's not here. He's my public works brain.
right, so. Relining is a lot different than bidding up, so that's the only reason why I'm asking.
We have a moratorium on getting into freshly paved streets.
Just something to keep in mind
So
before.
does somebody oversee this project, like Alan or somebody?
Alan is going to be the project director.
Okay.
Project manager. And I'm going to be working very closely with him because there's a lot for me to learn too.
I'd like to see how old those lines are and if they're ductile or if they're galvanized, and if they're galvanized, we need to get them out.
We'll be doing the right thing.
That's one of the big things, once those start breaking. Start saying, I like digging up the street more than we have to,
Take care of business.
cause then we'll look like Main Street.
Any other question? And we'll entertain the motion.
I move to award the Railroad Avenue reconstruction project to Emerald Oak Construction in the amount of $737,000.
No, second.
Motion was made by Councilor Hahn, and seconded by Councilor Sorga. Voting.
Councilor Elder.
Aye.
Councilor Astorga.
Aye.
Councilor Donahue.
Aye.
Councilor Hott.
Aye.
Councilor Valette.
Hey,
Councilor Eder.
Aye.
And Mayor Powell is absent.
Do we need to, sorry, well, no, do we need to change the motion to approve the resolution? The attached resolution,
I didn't think of that, no.
Oh, yes, it is a resolution.
President have resolution.
yes,
So I think they would. Yes, we would need to approve the resolution, short of this.
Do we need to read the resolution?
no.
No, not the same as an ordinance.
No, the motion should have just said to approve the resolution which authorizes Mark to sign the contract.
Right, yeah, we need to make sure that gets under that provision, that we can authorize city.
She need to read your motion or do this, that, and
Yeah, probably just remake.
Let's remake the motion.
So I move to
Approve resolution 1627,
approve resolution 1627,
authorizing Mark Daniel to
authorizing Mark Dano to award the Railroad Avenue reconstruction project to Emerald Oak Construction in the amount of $737,000.
No, second.
and we have to revote.
Yes. Hold on one moment, while I capture all that. Alright, give this a second. Counselor Eater,
Aye.
Counselor Hooper,
Aye.
Counselor Astorga,
Aye.
Counselor Donahue. Counselor Hop,
Aye.
Counselor Ballet,
Aye.
Mayor Todd is absent.
Thank you. I will now close the contract report. We'll move on to 10C, initial liquor license approval.
Thank you. The city is in receipt of a application, pending approval for, Pearl Events LLC, who is owned and operated by Megan Bishop, to obtain an Oregon Liquor Control Commission initial liquor license. This is for a warehouse license, which will be located at 410 Humpert Lane here in Mount Angel. And they will be going under the name of Pearl Events LLC. Staff recommends that you approve this license, as we have found no adverse information which would prevent her from moving ahead and obtaining said license.
What is a warehouse license?
That's what I was
A
gonna.
warehouse license, allow her to keep certain liquors on site.
So they're not serving that.
No, it's a storage.
Gotcha.
Storage. Yeah, she is currently a liquor provider. And the majority of her events are at the festival. So she provides that service there.
So is this in a warehouse that the Abbey owns?
This is, I believe, in the old Trigger building. I think Chris Bishop has his construction business in and out of there as well, or has in the past.
Any more discussion? I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve the liquor license application for Pearl Events LLC, Megan Bischoff applicant.
Motion made by Councilor Story, seconded by Councilor Hopper. Colby.
Counselor Eater,
Aye.
Counselor Astorga,
Aye.
Counselor Donahue. Aye. Counselor Hop,
Aye.
Counselor Hooper.
Aye.
Counselor Ballet,
Aye.
Mayor Todd is absent.
Okay, we'll move on to number 11, city manager's report.
Thank you. Just a couple of real quick things. One, I'm sure that if you're reading the news either online or watching the news on television, you've all seen the announcement by Portland General Electric that they intended to ask the PUC, the Public Utility Commission, for an increase in rates. They wanted to make sure that you were all aware that they are moving ahead and looking to ask for that. So if you have comments, concerns, those types of things, I think that they would like to hear from council.
Give it a.
What's that?
They give it a number.
Well, it's gonna be greater than 5%. The media says it's 8+%.
I think they said it's gonna go into effect next July.
Yes, it'll be 2027. And they say it's to kind of take care of a variety of different things, infrastructure, outages and that type of thing, but then they mentioned in that report that I saw, data centers. And data centers seem to be a topic du jour right now. There's a lot of things happening on social media about it. There's a number of communities that are considering moratoriums until they can figure out where they're gonna go with data centers. I've received one email from a company that wanted to know how Mount Angel felt about data centers. And I don't know how Mount Angel feels about data centers, so I haven't responded to that. But then I'm not aware that there is really any interest in coming here. But, you know, the city of Woodburn has filed a letter with DLCD or. Yeah. Saying that they intend to look at. Some type of moratorium until they figure things out on the planning side a little bit better. There's been work on the news, up in Hillsborough. And even, the city of Salem, I participated this weekend in a shop with a cop event, at South Salem, Fred Meyer. And the mayor from Salem, Julie Hoy, was there. And she talked about all the citizen testimony that was happening in Salem over the course of 2 council meetings. How it's taken on a life of its own. So we may be looked at some point in the future for that. I don't know that we need to do anything right now, but it's something I think I wanted to mention just to have council think about where that's at. And you know, when you see information, learn as much as you can about it, because I'm sure at some point, especially if the larger cities say no, they're going to start looking at the medium and the smaller cities. And you know, I don't know what it would mean for us.
It's like a huge amount of area too.
I don't think so. It really kind of depends.
Strategy, it's gonna take.
They use a lot of water.
See, that's the rumor.
That's like, you were like, you don't know exactly when it's involved.
Yes, and that's why I'm not willing to jump out on this.
Because it's scary. I'm not gonna call it scary. They'll present the worst case scenario if it
Right.
against it, right?
Right. And
Let's
the
take the best case
technology,
scenario, I don't know.
yeah, the technology seems to be getting better anyway. So it'll be really interesting to learn a little bit more about it and to learn what is really going on. Because right now it's just media reports and social media and things kind of blowing in the wind. So just take that for what it's worth. It's something that has kind of crossed my bow, but not in a serious manner. And I don't think they're, you know, burning up Colby's phone, wanting to know what they can do to place a data center in Mount Angel. But when that happens, we will let you know.
Talk to Intel and ask them about the Richard Pure water they use. They get copper balls, 10 pounds a piece. For 500,000 gallons of water. They go through that and there's barrels full of them.
And the last thing I will say is that, well, 2 things. Don't forget, tomorrow night is National Night Out. From 6 to 8 p.m. with the Glock Block, typical fare. There'll be hot dogs and side salads and chips and drinks. And even ice cream. And there will be a band playing and you'll have your police department there and likely the fire department. And there'll be an opportunity to hang out and have a good evening, as good as we can have in a smoky, very warm August eve.
I was hoping I see a poop camera. Wow.
So the reader more says 5:30,
I know,
it is 6 o'clock,
all the information I have says 6 o'clock.
don't wanna be late.
Yeah, Jervis went all out and they had like signs all over town.
That's crazy.
There's flags and everything on them.
Yes, you're right.
My wife and I were talking about it, like, man, they really want their people coming out.
Well, and as everyone knows, life in Jervis has been a little difficult, and so I think that if they can bring a lot of people together.
Yeah.
In a lot better, more positive way. I think that's a great thing, you know? And the last thing is today, I crossed the line. I am a police officer in Oregon now 39 years. So as of Monday, August 3rd, 1987. That's when I started as a full-time police officer in the city of Salem. And crossing that 39-year line, it's been a good one. So on to 40.
Next year's National Night Out, it's gonna be a big party there.
Well, last year was my birthday. It isn't this year, so. That's what I have for you, council. Thank you.
How many guys?
the car there on Sheridan. They keep moving it. I thought we had the ordinance where if they kept moving it, we'd still cite them.
We do.
Cause my neighbor came and talked to me about it, so
Yeah,
you know which neighbor.
Yeah.
He's got a stack of complaints
yeah,
already signed. But yeah, it's and it's like 4 or 5 houses down from his own house, so
Yeah.
no business parking there.
yep. I'll talk to Deputy Paul.
Thank you. And again, the other night I saw an older gentleman, an electric scooter in the middle of the highway. Going right into the deli, pulls out right in front of a car and car almost hit him because couldn't see him, no lights, no nothing. And so it's getting worse. It's
Well, council missed it. Last council meeting. An electric motorcycle being driven by an 11-year-old. Drove past here while I was standing up front talking with a bunch of people. I stopped the motorcycle, which was occupied by 2 11-year-olds. One wearing a bicycle helmet that was half hanging off and was not attached. The other one wearing a motorcycle helmet. No one was licensed, nobody was insured, none of that stuff. Had them call their parents to come down. The parents gave me such a problem that I had to call for cover. And have Silverton as well as our own agency come. And this is what my guys have to deal with all the time. So I did not cite the 11-year-old and I did not tow the motorcycle. But we did have quite the educational session. So we are taking care of this the best we can. And when I was here yesterday on my own time, off duty, I saw our little motorcycle on the northwestern corner of the city, crossing Mount Angel Jervis Road and made it into his driveway. I know exactly where he lives now. And I had a talk with one of the officers this morning about it. So we'll probably have to go have another talk with he and his parents. But it is a difficult issue. And it does come back to the parents. And luckily, that little girl a month ago stopped when I told her to stop. Because she was riding around and was very reckless on and off the sidewalks and trying to impress a group of 3 boys. That when I stopped her and talked to her right here, moved over here and were videotaping me. And we're antagonizing the stop. So this is not an easy issue. And with all the money, as I've mentioned before, the parents are spending these electric motorcycles and scooters and bicycles and everything else. There's an entitlement that goes along with it. And they see me and they see my officers and they see the rest of the community as kind of in their way and preventing them from doing what they believe that it is their constitutional right to do. Now, as I said, I've been doing this for 39 years. It's not my first time dealing with people riding illegal vehicles in the street. I've been dealing with it for a long, long time.
Yeah, but the crowd seems to get younger.
They're getting younger. But once again, their parents are providing them because these are very expensive pieces of equipment. And a child just doesn't break their piggy bank and pull out $1,000 and buy an electric motorcycle. So we will continue to move forward with this and deal with it just like every other community is. Because it's not just Mount Angel. It's happening everywhere. And as I'm sure you're traveling around, I'm traveling around. I just did 9,000 miles. And I've seen everything from Ohio to Oregon, from Albuquerque, New Mexico, all the way back. And it's happening in every community. thank God we have some parents that are making their kids wear helmets. But not all.
And then one lighter issue was I'd like to thank Public Works, they did an excellent job, we rented Humber Park and they did a fabulous job, looked really well. The basketball hoop could use a little help. The poor thing is, we shot the basketball a couple of times and some wood chips were hitting the concrete, so. So, it needs a little bit of TLC, yeah,
Well, we'll look into it. Thank you.
but excellent job, I mean, park was clean, the tables were great, everything just awesome.
Our public works folks have really done an amazing job.
Yep.
And that group of people worries about that all the time.
Yep.
So, they take a lot of pride in our parks and, it's a big deal to them. So thank you.
Kudos to them.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we'll piggyback. Not that I'm recommending it, but is there any legal standing on these scooters to cite the parents?
It's hard. I mean, I could have said, the citation that I could have written was allowing unlawful operation of a motor vehicle. That's probably the biggest thing. That's the number one thing. And then the only other thing that I've done was tow the vehicle.
Yeah.
But see, those are infractions. That's an infraction. And it doesn't do me any good to cite the 11-year-old for not having a driver's license, no insurance, no proof of insurance, no registration. I mean, the list, I can go on and on and on. Remember, we have a municipal court that happens every couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an arraignment. Then they have a right to have a trial. And then I have no idea what penalty that there will be in the resolution. So, you know, I think I handled it the best way that I possibly could have, given the circumstances. Because I could have brought in the world and started writing tickets.
Yeah.
And then if the gentleman had continued doing what he was doing and the lady who showed up afterwards had continued, well, who knows what would have happened next. But I felt my safety was at risk enough to call for additional people.
Good. And it's just curious, thinking of those things, so like, it was just one day, but there was 2 in one night. Golf carts going up and down. What's that? Are they street legal or they someone just out for a fun ride? You know, I only saw it once, but it was 2 like within an hour, maybe something.
There is a
Kid too.
group in your community that believes that we need to pass an ordinance allowing all golf carts, UTVs, ATVs to be operated on the streets.
Yeah.
And I've seen it posted on Facebook by prominent members of this community.
I think this one of them was going faster than I was.
Right. And there are electric vehicles that are licensed in the state as UTVs, and they can operate them legally on the street because they have turn signals and a horn and lights and everything else that the state requires.
Yeah. So I guess my real question is if they're street legal or not. Maybe some are, some aren't. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, some are and some aren't. And really, it just takes a traffic stop to figure out whether they are or not.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that my knowledge is that we only have 2 of them that are licensed in the city.
Thank you.
And you all know who owns one of them.
I'll say the following at 7:30.
That's what I could.
Might be 3. His in-laws.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I would hope that they, since.
Yeah, I mean, and they're great. You know, we had one when I was with Sherwood Police. We use it for everything.
That's good.
So, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
David? John?
Do we know when signs are gonna change?
We don't.
Ordinance?
We're still waiting on a quote to figure out how much it's gonna cost.
Is that going to Marion County?
No. 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 And I do need to touch base with Marion County after they showed up for council in 707 to see if I get the official approval. To do all the streets as opposed to just the municipal street.
ADA ramps down the main highway,
Mhm.
nothing.
They're coming. They're coming. ODOT has moved it on to the next step.
Probably September 15th.
Could be,
That'd be important.
but you know what? The blessing with that construction starting on that day is that we'll have more people directing traffic in town. And there'll be less likely, you know, to have some type of vehicle pedestrian incursion. And there'll be more equipment moving around. So it might be a little safer. It's coming.
So November.
I don't have a date, but it's coming.
Anything else? One question I have is, do we have any applicants for the 2 vacancies?
Which vacancy, police?
I do not have for the two.
One vacancy is mine,
Yes,
the other one is yours.
yes. I do not have any applications for those 2 vacancies per se. No, I just have one for mayor and then so talk to Maddox on that.
Oh, vacation last week, sorry.
But we do have 2 vacancies.
I'm gonna do it again. I'll try.
Awesome.
Because you are not rerunning.
I got other things coming up.
The deadline for applications is August 25th.
And if nobody runs, then you appoint.
That's correct, yeah. If those seats remain vacant, then council can appoint.
But they have to have applicants to appoint?
Yes.
They would have that applications for appointment.
Yes.
I moved to approve it.
Yep, I know some cities have vacancies. But.
Start right on.
Yeah, no,
And the only other thing I had was Mark kind of spilled the beans, but it is his birthday, I think, on the Wednesday. And I don't want you to get all mushy on the card, because I was scrounging about 10 minutes before I got here, so. You want to read what the front of it says, go ahead.
says Mark.
You can fix that.
Thinking of you.
Oh, boy.
Happy birthday, Mark. Hope you have a great day. Your city council and staff. Thank you.
Wow. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting.